going on, guys? We are back with Tokyo Ghoul Chapter 93 Bait. Let's just jump into it because we have two very important guests in Ontaku, so I'm very excited to see how this goes. So the ghoul that was responsible for the mass-feeding casualties of last year, the greatest anomaly lurking in the 20th ward, the Big Eater, has vanished. However, in order to satiate their hunger, ghouls feed on the dead flesh of human beings, the Big Eater. That is what I have decided to call it. They are careful, so getting at least one body a month is plenty enough for them. Is this about the binge eater? This one must be a hell of a fatso or a ghoul still in the growth phase. Yeah. So here we are. Also, don't mind that ad down there. Hisashi Osura is not a ghoul expert. He's just a freelance ghoul who blabs about the information he scraped up together himself. A freelance ghoul, you say? Yes. It's because of occult men like him exist that the lay people's perception of ghouls goes soft. Judging from the appetite of the binge eater, I'd say they are probably a young ghoul in their teens or 20s. And a girl. Why a girl? The majority of the victims were slim, well-dressed men. She was probably chowing down the hot ones. It could be a drag queen ghoul, you know. Oh, I don't think of that. Or I didn't think of that. I personally want to somehow connect the binge eater to the girl who died in the steel frame accident. Before long, it's going to be my 20th year on the job, and I've never seen a drag queen ghoul. Manager. So those people, they're ghoul investigators. And Toka's back too. Things are really heating up, man. I'm back, and her hair's gotten a little bit longer too. Toka-chan. On the way back from school, I stopped by, but the timing just wasn't right. Roma. Hey, you're looking pale. Go rest in the back. Toka-chan. Sorry about that, Toka-chan. Not at all. It would be scarier for Roma if she were here. You don't know what they'll do after all. That's true. Excuse me, I'd like another coffee. I'd like another cocoa. Oh, and I like this mixed sandwich. Waitress. Mind if I ask you something? Was there a boy who worked part-time here before, one by the name of Kaneki-kun? Yes, he was a university student who worked here for a short time. Yeah, so that guy, he doesn't come here anymore. Yes, not anymore. And look at how sad she gets, acknowledging that. Why is an investigator asking about him? Something the matter? Oh, no. I'm just looking some things up. Ghoul investigator. When did Kaneki-kun work here? I think around October. Around when did he disappear? Around December last year, he disappeared all of a sudden, and I couldn't get in contact with him. Right after getting his surgery, he worked here, and he stopped coming to his part-time job around the time he stopped going to school. Is there something wrong? Huh? You threw something up. Hey, you. Have we met somewhere before? What? How on earth was he able to discern that? No. Oh my god, look at their eyes, too. Here's your coffee and mixed sandwich. Kaneki-kun was a very good kid. He was kind-hearted and very adept with his hands. Wow, Mr. Yoshimura reading the situation, man. Did you get in contact with the university? Yes. I don't know if this will help you with your search. Apparently he was a recipient of a heart transplant. It seems he was involved in some kind of accident. Even in the store, he was taking depressants. He had been under the weather and didn't seem to have eaten properly. Was there anything else out of the ordinary? Now that I think about it, he mentioned wanting to go somewhere far away. Well, I mean, he is at that stage, after all. Is that so? The coffee was delicious. Thanks for the meal. I'll be back. Dude, and look at Yoshimura's eyes, man. Ooh, I feel like I fed them something. You talking about sandwiches? I'm talking about Ken Kaneki. What is that old man hiding? Man, I also want to do it too, but that noodle beard will do that shell. Will do that shell then. You understand, right, Ito-chan? Feeling of yearning that I have for Yamori-san. Yeah. Yamori-san is really strong after all. He's done really well. Tatara-san should have killed that one time. Killed him that one time. The big brother dwelling in my heart is soothingly whispering to me, if it's come to this, he'll the only way is to mess the fuck out of that white-haired bastard and make him wish he didn't fucking exist. You think he'll come to us? Don't need him. Ito? Is that Ayato? Where's Tatara-san? He's in the back room with a girl. He's prying out Dr. Kano's location. He should have just left that shit to me. Are you retarded? There's no point if we just torture her. Your dumbass hasn't had much of it, much of an education either, right? You short shit. You know, when I was running errands for Yamori-san, I was doing things like counting money and all. I can fucking go shopping on my own, man. There's no goddamn fucking reason for me to be treated like shit by you. Okay then, go do some of that shopping then, you fool. I'm not a fucking fool. That was just some special service. Hey, Ayato, listen to me. Why the hell is that piece of pale ass piece of shit part of the higher ups with your Mori-san? It's because his ass can still get red, man. His ass red. You mean like in an ass smacking way? I'm just juxtaposing the two. Fuxtaposing. Oh my god, it's over. Naki, the girl's belongings. I left them, you fool. Now all the information's going to reach the others. Did you figure it out? We've narrowed it down. Now we just have to search until we find it. Dove can't afford to be belated. Kana will be the one to take Aogiri tree. Whoa. Interesting. And this is who Tatara, I'm assuming, yeah, it is Tatara. He's the one who's saying this. Weird. Oh, Shachi, right? Interesting. I love that we're getting introduced to so many like new characters, right? That bitch. And immediately recognizes the connection between Kaneki and Rize, right? Interesting. Yeah, so that's gonna do it for the chapter then. This guy, man. So yeah, okay, very interesting. So I love that this chapter really was just like a conversation, like getting a little bit more characterization between these two specific characters, right? Yamori's little brat and Ito, right? Just talking to each other. Um, yeah, it felt like a good opportunity to just get like a little tease about who these characters are. Um, so that was cool, and then Tatara as well into the mix. Um, Ayato is still kicking around, doing his thing. Um, yeah, I just love that it just feels like there's still right. I felt like even like last arc, man, or like the last major arc felt like we had a bunch of different things happening at the same time, but now this one as well, it feels like not only these little groups of characters here, we have what's going on with Kaneki and his own investigation. I guess the one through line is Dr. Kano, right? That's sort of the one consistency between all these things. That's I mean, Kano's the one that's connecting all these characters together, right? When you think about it. And then on top of that, we have Shinohara and Juzo and them being on Teku, and them specifically being there for Kaneki, investigating Kaneki. And again, I mean, that's going to possibly lead. I mean, Yoshimura saying specifically about the heart transplant, that could again lead to Dr. Kano if Shinohara chooses to really dig deep into that and ask, you know, around certain places to the hospital, for Kaneki's records or something like that, right? And he'll be able to know that Dr. Kano was the one who performed that surgery. If he wants to pursue that path, Shinohara can easily do that, I feel like. Um, so again, Dr. Kano is sort of the one through line that's connecting all of these sort of like plot lines together, um, which is pretty cool. Um, so yeah, this was it felt like this chapter was kind of a moving like the chess pieces, moving them into position sort of chapter. Um, but yeah, fun regardless, man. Really enjoyed this one. It was great seeing Toka again, right? It was so great seeing her. I don't know if it was just me, if I'm just seeing things, right? But it looks like her hair is longer. I could be wrong on that, but I don't know, man. Like I look at her in this panel right here, and it just looks like it really does look like her hair has gotten a little bit longer. Um, which I will always be a fan of that, showing the sort of progression of time physically on characters, right? I love that kind of stuff. That's why I adore time skips, right? So yeah, this was nice to see, man. If indeed her hair is longer, I think it is. It looks like it's longer, but I could be just seeing things. Um, Regardless, man. Shout out to Mr. Yoshimura for coming to Toka's aid. It looked like she was in trouble there for a second, and he immediately recognized that and came in with a clutch save. Um, how clutch? I'm not too sure because Shinohara seems like he's on top of it and he's on to the old man as he put it, right? So it it feels like chapter by chapter we're getting closer to the true nature of Ontaku being discovered, right? Like we are inevitably getting closer to that, um the veneer, the disguise being broken or the mask falling off, right? We are getting closer to that. Um which is going to be interesting to see when that day inevitably comes. Like, what's that going to look like? Is Shinohara just going to roll up with an entire unit, you know, to start questioning everybody inside on Teiku? I mean, that's again a course of action I could totally see him doing, right? Um, Regardless, it's going to be really interesting to see how that's going to go down when that day comes. But yeah, that's going to do it for this reaction. Really enjoyed this chapter. If you guys enjoyed this reaction, like, comment, and subscribe for more Tokyo Ghoul, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.